Hello everyone, welcome to another Skaredcast tournament in review. Today, it's the last weekend, the last event of 9th edition. It's a team event, and I'm taking all Witch Cult, triple Tantalus. Let's finish 9th with a bang. Join me. Hello everyone and welcome to another Skaredcast tournament in review. Of course, this is a video that I've been doing that I hope all of you enjoy. I've done many of these throughout the course of 9th edition where I build a list, I take it to a tournament, I show you what the list does into different matchups, and then we come back to the studio and I break it down and I make changes and I adapt my list. And then we move on to the next one, and it's like a whole learning process. Now, 10th edition is literally upon us. That's right. Leviathan is going to be the next thing that we really break down in depth. And you can expect many, many tournaments to come in the new edition, of course, because it's going to be super, super fun. And here at the studio, we're going to be coming down. By the way, big news about the studio, but that will be in a different video. I'm taking the really, really cool Drukhari list. Since it's the last tournament of 9th edition, I'm not really going to break it down and say, hey, what are we going to change? But we're going to go to the event, play 5 rounds. I'm going to try finish out the edition with a bang, playing this skew triple Tantalus list. And then let's come back and wish list and sort of break down what my thought process is and what I hope to be doing in the new edition. I just want to say, these Tantalus look so cool. I absolutely love this list. It is probably one of my favorite lists to have played this entire edition. And I'm kind of sad it took me so long to try it out. Huge shout out to Dustin from the Stutter Scrub podcast, to Steve from Miniature Wargame, from the Mountain Miniature Wargaming and Mini Wargaming, and my own Tantalus for letting me borrow the Tantalus so I can play this list. Speaking of the list, here we go. This is the updated list. I'm not going to go through it in much detail because it's pretty much irrelevant. It was obsolete, you know, as soon as 10th edition came out. So the concept is what I'm going to go over. Fast, quick moving, and close combat potential. The Tantalus move crazy fast, 28 inches, and can still shoot, and turn 2 they can charge. Hellions in 2 blocks of 8, because they go in and they sort of are the second clearing wave. Like I send in my witches, and then the Hellions kind of do the mop-up work. Couple of Venoms, transports to do cheeky reserve manipulation and go contest objectives and zone out the board. Reaver jet bike units, 2 of them, mainly for behind enemy lines and secondary scoring. Murder Succubus with a triptych whip. She can kill entire armies by herself. The other Succubus with the blood glaive and a blast pistol, more for heavier targets. She's like the pseudo Drazar replacement. 2 units of 10 witches, one of which being blood brides. And then 5 small units of 5 witches for objective securing and things like that, with 6 mandrakes just to get retrieve data, bounce around, forward deploy to stop people from pregame moving, etc., etc. Coolest thing is, I just got back from Florida. I spent an entire week with the Art of War crew, which was great. We did lots of videos, had lots of fun, and I'm really tired, but this weekend is going to be about rolling some dice and playing some games with these witches. So let's get to the event. Let's crush through these games, and then we'll come back and talk about 10th edition.
Round number 1 at the Grinning Demon tournament. I am part of the Vengeful Spirits team this time. I merked my way out. I was a mercenary that they picked up for the last team event of 9th edition. And round 1, I'm playing against Eldar. My secondaries are about the same, behind enemy lines, take them alive, and retrieve battlefield data. That hasn't really changed. Of course, lots of Shroud Runners, lots of like Eldar shenanigans. Baharoth is in there somewhere, a whole bunch of stuff. I've got my triple Tantalus. It's the last event of 9th. We're just going to have a good time. I've got witches, and I'm probably just going to rush forward and see what happens. I cannot wait to do 10th edition, and at the end of the event, I'm going to talk about what I'm looking at potentially doing, moving into 10th, and my thought process, and how I'm going to essentially transition into my new list and stuff. And I can't wait to see all that information when it comes out. Okay, wish me luck. End of the game. That was a fantastic game. 97-59 for the Drukhari. My turn 2 go turn, pinned the Eldar in their zone, just ignored the Avatar the entire turn, and then just had like witches and Hellions like target and kill characters and things like that. I was able to pop Baharoth on the turn 4, which was great, and therefore no more Baharoth, which was awesome. So there we have it. With that, end of round number 1. Let's go into round number 2. Something that I wanted to take note is because it was player place terrain, I left the biggest open zone here. As you can see, I forced my way down this way and really pushed hard there. So anything that he wanted to stage, because he put this piece of terrain down first, I basically meant that everything could kind of shoot him. So it allowed me to be like, you can come into the open if you want. So that's a cool little tactical play, is I offset the terrain there and forced my way up that side. And here we are, round number 2, playing Canhammer, the tryhards from Canhammer. I'm playing Francois and his World Eaters. Our plan, so just so you'll know, we are doing pairings like WTC style, but because our team is just having some fun, we decided to randomize every pairing that we put on the table. They were thinking...
It's so they have an excuse when they lose.
Yeah, we did it round 1. This was the do we stick to our guns, Devin? Of like, do we do it against Canhammer? Which we did. Okay, just saying. Yeah, so you know how it is. Anyway, we're having a ton of fun. I'm playing against World Eaters. They have to go first. They have to come at me. So let's see how it goes. It'll be a fun, interesting time. So yeah, wish me luck. And that's the end of the game. What a crazy fun game, back and forth. I ended up going second, which really helped in this matchup. I got 92 points to 63. That's a 15 5-point win for the Drukhari against the meta build World Eaters. Crazy, crazy game. The Tantalus were fantastic. However, the rest of the team lost.
I got 6 points. That's the second highest.
That's okay. We had fun. This Canhammer is probably the team to beat at the event. We did random pairings. Everything went sideways. But this was a top-notch tactical game. It was fantastic. And now, great way to finish up 9th edition. Yeah, it was really good. So we're gonna go to round number 3, last of the day. And yeah, let me know what you thought in the comments down below, because that's a tough matchup. That was a tough matchup, usually for a lot of people. Okay, so we have round number 3, random pairings once again. Iron Hand mirror match, Votann versus Demons, World Eaters mirror match, and Votann versus Orcs in the back over there. I'm playing against Guard. Hey, Justin, who's doing Grinning Demon Prime. He's also sexy as hell. And so I just rolled to go first against Guard, which I'm very excited about. Because it means my Tantalus don't die in my deployment zone, which I'm excited about. Okay, so with that, wish me luck. Last game of day 1, let's do this. And that's the end of the game. Okay, so I have only killed 450 points of Guard, and he tabled me. But I was able to get 88 to 79 points. I was able to go first. I blocked him, and stopped the tanks from going for like 3 turns, and then turn 5, he was able to break out and score all of his points. But at that point, I did win. I'm not sure how the team did, but good running for them. Very, very tough guard list. Very tough guard list. Lots of heavy flamers on all the tanks. There's that kind of weapon that's very dangerous against Dark Eldar. Other than that, it was really fun. My Mandrake survived all the way at the end. Good secondary scoring. Tried to do my best that I could there. So with that, that's the end of day number 1. Back tomorrow for 2 more rounds of 40K. Round number 3, we did full random pairings again. So we had Orcs versus Eldar, and the Orcs went first. I'm against Blood Angels, and I went first. We had Iron Hands against World Eaters, and our Iron Hands went first. We had Votann against Custodes. I think our Votann went first. And then we had Tyranids versus our World Eaters, and I think our World Eaters went first as well. So all in all, pretty decent, not gonna lie. Tantalus moves so fast. I'm gonna miss these if they don't show up in 10th edition. But yeah, so that's it. I took behind enemy lines, retrieve data, and take them alive. And my opponent took Oath of Moment, Ritual, and Data as well. So let's see how it goes, as it is the second to last round of the event. And that is the end of the game. So bottom of turn 3, basically tabled the Blood Angels. I did get 90 points at the end of the game to my opponent's 40 points. That's a 20-0 victory for the Dark Eldar. It was a crazy game. Just Marines just get murdered by Tantalus. They have no shooting, and that was just kind of how that rolled. Okay, so with that, on to the last round, which I'm very excited about. It seems like the team's doing relatively well, which is very, very good. I'm very, very excited about that. Random pairings for the win. Completely random, completely and utterly random. And that's it. Last round. We did win the last round. Thanks, Ron. We did random pairings. Went a little bit harder than last time. Votan versus Demons again. Orcs versus Eldar, Harlequins. World Eaters versus Custodes, I think, or something, or Custodes. Anyway, I'm playing against Iron Hands, but there are no Deso Marines in that list, so I'm excited. Last game of 9th. I'm really excited about playing this game. It's been a great event so far. And that is the end of the game. Okay, I have to say, for the last game of 9th edition, I wish I could have filmed this. This is a masterclass of Dark Eldar shenanigans. Iron Hands went first, blew up 2 of my Tantalus. 1 Tantalus literally blew up and killed a Venom, half my Blood Brights. Like, it just, everything was going wrong. But then, because it's tied to the mission, and because of witches and holding things in combat, and my speed, and that murder succubus that killed like 1,000 points of his army. I got 90 points, scoring to 34. Was able to stop him from scoring all of these primary points. What a crazy game. Let's go back to the studio and talk about what's going to happen for 10th edition.
And we're back in the studio, and check it out. Ha! We got 3rd place. That's right. Grinning Demon, 3rd place trophy. We only lost to Canhammer, who came in 2nd. Best part is, we did all of our pairings randomly. That's right, we didn't one time think about what we wanted to put into anything else, and just randomly shuffled our pairing cards and put them down and let fate decide, which was terrifying, but also incredibly fun and a great way to finish an edition of Warhammer 40,000. Personally, what a way to finish this event. I went out with a bang. Out of 110 players, I had the personal record of going 4th. I got the 4th highest battle score out of the entire event of 110 players playing triple Tantalus Witch Cult list and not picking my matchups. Awesome. So let's kind of go over the list, the final concepts. Let's break down what I'm thinking for 10th edition. We don't really have any information on the Drukhari other than the faction focus. So with that, I'm really looking forward to, I cannot wait for information, and you're going to be getting a lot when I get it so that we can all go through it together. Well, the list itself was amazing. I enjoyed this so much. I love this style of list. It was fast, it was heavy, it was hard hitting, it was very fragile. It was like what Dark Eldar are to me, just in general. Like, it just feels like this is what Dark Eldar should be. I love the Hellions, I love the Witches, I love the Tantalus. Now, let's talk 10th edition. Wish listing, nothing, like we don't have the full picture, nothing yet. So take this with a grain of salt. This is just going to be me theory crafting stuff. So when it comes to Dark Eldar on 10th edition, number 1, with the faction focus, the mechanic for the Dark Eldar seems to be pain tokens. So you're going to have like a pool of pain tokens. You're going to be able to make your units reroll hits or reroll charges or, whatnot. They did hint at the fact that witches is still going to be able to advance and charge or whatever, with like stratagems. Sure, that sounds really, really fun. So it seems like the speed and maneuverability is going to be there. Now, as for damage potential, they showed off the Venom that can split like witch units and Cabal units. So that's going to be interesting. It's like a Sagittor. So you can like mix them around. And then Cavalite Warriors have sticky objectives, which is a very powerful mechanic. So I'm very looking forward to how that works. Now, that means that I don't know like how viable a build like this would be with like all Witch Cult. So interesting. It seems like they're pushing the sort of like mixed arms approach with the real space raid detachment, because you get extra pain tokens. That's all in the faction focus there. Now, something that I want to say is the missions. The missions are the tactical cards or the fixed objective cards, but I have played a lot of Tempest of War, and Dark Eldar tend to do very well in a Tempest of War style of army. Lots of small units, the speed to maneuver and take objectives all over the battlefield. And I think that's going to be massive when playing with the new edition. Now, I cannot wait to find out how the Dark Eldar fare in 10th edition. So, what do you think is going to be strong? I think that we're going to have to use a mix of armies, we're going to have units, we're going to have a mix of different like transport capacities and a whole bunch of stuff. And I think it's going to be a mixed arms approach. But I do feel that we will be very strong, especially when taking into consideration the main mission format is going to be tactical mission cards, which we are very, very good at. And with that, thanks for watching this tournament in review. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm going to put this on my little trophy shelf. Yeah, that's right. Last tournament of 9th edition, finishing it with a bang. A huge shout out to the Vengeful Spirits, who was my team, who I merked out to for this event. We had a blast, a laugh. It was a great fun time. Thank you so much to all the channel Patreons, without whom none of this is possible. I'm going to be doing extra content, videos, blog posts, stuff in the Discord for patrons as well. And the best way to support me is through Patreon. So check the link in the description. Down below, head on over and become a denizen today. Other than that, I've been Skari, your grateful host. Signing off until next time. Skari out. The Dark Kin. Bye, everybody.